I'm well known for having more than a passing interest in military history, and here are my 5 top tips for business gathered along the way. 1. Preparation, preparation, preparation. Do you know, people who make things look easy actually work harder, prepare more, and take nothing for granted. And in developing a strategy of a campaign or a battle plan, commanders always prepare, prepare, prepare. People might look as if they're doing it on the hoof, but believe me, those who succeed in business certainly are not. 2. Delegate. If you look at Nelson's flag captains at Trafalgar, every one of them knew what they got to do, and Nelson knew that they did and trusted them. There had been so many months of preparation, but then those in command of the individual ships, they were actually left to do the job. Nelson had trained them up and trusted them. And it is so important in business that you actually don't have a dog and bark yourself. You've invested a lot of money and time in someone else. Let them get on with it. You take responsibility. Delegation is not abrogation. And the commander in the field is always ultimately responsible. So is the boss of the business. But do let those who are in position get on with the job that they're trained to do. 3. So many battles are won because people do the simple things well. From the private on the battlefield through to the fighter pilot on an airstrike. People have trained and trained and trained and then trained some more for the moment when all of the instant responses have to take over. Intuition plays its part, and what really matters is people do it as second nature because they've been so trained to do it. That's no different in business, you know. Training people is adding so much value to your bottom line. Of course, it's important you then get the best out of them. They have to be led and directed. But if you don't train them, don't expect them to deliver when it's so important and vital. 4. Courage. At the end of the day, battles are won because people are brave. And often, people who you'd never think would be the ones who are brave are the bravest. When in business, it does call for courage. Stand up and be counted. Communicate. Make sure that people really do know you're in charge and you're going to take the rap and you're there to stand up for them. Your courage will then filter through to them as well, and they will feel empowered. They will feel that they matter, and they'll feel that you're there for them as well. The value added that comes to your business from people who operate within a business led by someone who shows they're courageous ensures success, ensures survival in so many situations. 5. Communication. We all know the old story from the First World War. A message that started at one end of the trench as send reinforcements were going to advance, ended up down the other end of the trench some hours later as send 3 and 4pence were going to a dance. Well, there's an example of lousy communication. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Make sure people can be left in no doubt of what the leader wants. Make sure that again and again people reinforce the message. And I tell you, people like good news. Although they don't like bad news, they prefer bad news to no news. It's uncertainty and not knowing that creates stress, that disillusions people, that actually does away with the cohesion that a fighting unit needs. Business is no different. Actually communicating with people, explaining why things are going on, telling them what they can and actually what they can't expect, and being there for them with constant communication. It delivers results on the battlefield. It will deliver results